Jimmy out here just, getting the streets rattled for no reason. Just out here just poking bears for no reason.
You gotta wake up. Ain't been sleep too long. Bears hibernate.
Let me give you your intro card. Harlem-born rap legend, entrepreneur, one of the founding members of the iconic hip-hop collective Dipset. Over the years, Jimmy has done many, many things, from music to fashion to real estate, reality TV.
Yes.
That was probably a good time. Cultural commentary.
Yes.
Sometimes he pokes bears for no reason.
Sometimes. Broadway plays. One-man shows.
Yes. The resume is very long. The amazing Jim Jones is my guest today. One-man play. That was so good. And I was at that premiere.
Yes.
We're going to talk about it. We'll get to that. Let's start first with time and a place that we are in right now.
Okay.
When I booked you on my show, because I said to myself, I was like, people underestimate the journey of somebody like you. Like what you've had to do in your life, what you've had to experience, endure, hustle your way through to get where you are from where you come from. And I really wanted to have that conversation with you. So I was like, yo, we should have Jim on the pod. I think there's a lot of things about him people could learn from. And then we book you. And then the next day, Jimmy's viral.
Yeah.
And I watched the clip of you talking about you versus Nas. And I said, oh, that's just Jimmy trolling. That's just Jimmy getting the people going. But people bought all the way into it. So was I correct? Was that what it was? Or what was
I mean, you're definitely correct, but let's be correct. I didn't start it. There was a young gentleman that they asked a question to, and his viral clip went viral. It was a young kid from Atlanta. He was on a podcast, and they asked him who's more relevant, Jim Jones and Nas. And that clip went super viral, and that led all of these people at platforms
to ask
that questions. And naturally, if you're going to talk about me, I'm gonna always talk my shit. I know how this game goes.
Yes.
But I don't want nobody to think that anything that I've done was me starting. That was just me being asked a question and me answering as a man. Even from the beginning, like in the beginning of the year when I did the Justin interview, I didn't start it. They asked me how I felt about what was said about me on another platform from some other people. Sometimes I'm not a troublemaker, but I like trouble if that's the case. You know what I mean? If that's what we're going into, and not to say it like that, but I'm for it. I'm built for it. This is what my whole thing was built on. Was that type of engagement, and so here we are. And I gave people a prerequisite. Like, yo, I know how to go viral. This is easy. We're in an easy society where it's very easy to.
People take that bait so easy.
Too easy.
It's a little scary, but you seem to not, you clearly are not afraid of it. But I see you also seem to lean into it.
Sometimes.
Yeah. What do you get out of that? And then what? And why?
We're in a community where everything goes viral. Naturally, everything viral turns digital, and digital ends up with streams and turns into a revenue stream for me, of course. And I'm so on everybody's Explorer page. I'm at the top of this page. I'm at the top of that page. So whether you like me, don't like me, know who I was, and now find out who I was, one click away from making me some money. You know what I mean? In that aspect. And then I also have a record label. I have artists. I have records out. I have music out. It makes it that much easier to know who Jim Jones is. It makes it that much easier for you to become a fan of Jim Jones. Like, I'm worried about myself when I make all of these moves at the end of the day. I know how to turn my negatives into a positive. Man, I didn't know how many people love Nas. But people, and I'm watching people go absolutely batshit crazy, like, oh damn. But it's with hip hop. I mean, there's people that I adored as a fan too that I probably would go batshit crazy in the same situation and things like that. I love it. That's what the game is built on and things like that. But let's not make no mistake. I put a lot of work in, and I did a lot of incredible things that a lot of people have not gotten to do in this industry.
Yeah, the fact that you're still finding ways to be relevant.
But I left a long trail of good things that the generation now are gravitating to more than when we actually did it. Is who I've made myself to be is more prevalent now than when I started. As I'm looking at these younger kids coming out here, and fashion wise, some of the lingo. Like it's just incredible just to see what I left and how these young generation is holding it up.
What are you most proud of?
Me?
Yeah.
Me?
Oh.
Now, I mean, I'm proud to still be here. Perseverance is a testament of the game. You know, it's a young game, is what they say. I've seen so many come and go. So for me to still be able to here to feed my family and live the life that I want to live without complaining and asking anybody for no help and things like that is a great place to be. It's not easy. So I had to learn a lot along my journey. It wasn't an easy road. It still ain't an easy road. It's an uphill battle for everybody that's a hustler and trying to get money or a businessman. It don't stop.
Yeah. There's so much about your journey that I'm sure we could learn from. I want to get to all of that. But what is your relationship with social media right now? Like, it's like a scary place, but clearly you're not scared of it. Clearly you dive in, you bait it a little bit.
Yeah,
like,
baby, I look at it, and then I'll probably go jump in the pool, be laughing like, yo, bro, you got to stop, man. Just go jump in the pool. Just wait till the clicker. And then I'll drop some music and then they go viral. Oh, no,
like you really don't care about the perception of how things are fed or the received or the comments or you don't care.
Expect that. Whether you do something good or whether you do something bad, they're going to talk negative about you. They're going to try to downplay your accomplishment no matter who you are and things like that. But it's cool. I know that I'm great at a lot of things that people would love to be great at. I accepted that a long time ago in life. You know, that's not going to stop my greatness. I'm going to continue to excel in who I am. I'm comfortable with that. You dig? Like, I've never seen somebody hate and do the same thing across that line of discretion. So it's like, yo.
Do you like that though? Do you like the idea of somebody underestimating you?
Yo, I love that.
You do?
I love that because I can see it from a mile away. I can see you don't know me from a mile away. I can see you don't know my strengths and my abilities. Or I got the ability to do anything I want to do in life. I'm a jack of all trades. I'm not the master of none, but I'm better than the master of one. Like, it's a whole thing that goes with me, and I really mean that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I feel like if I wanted to be a doctor, I probably could be a doctor like 4 or 5 years right now if I was to go to college. That's how ill my brain is and things like that. I'm not the most naturally talented person. I have the ability to learn anything I want to learn as people are seeing today. I've learned myself how to rap. I've taught my lessons and I taught myself, you dig? And I put myself in this position. And I have no problem with learning other things in this life. I'd rather be a learner than a person that thinks they know it all.
People probably don't realize that you didn't start in your career as a rapper. You started...
At all. I started as
what was the
Cam's
first
partner. My first job in this thing was a hype man for Cam. You know what I mean? But I started as Cam partner, became in this mission wholeheartedly. I knew what my job was. He knew what his job was.
What was your job?
My job was to make sure nothing happened to that man while he was trying to be successful, because I knew that if he be successful, then he's going to turn around and make me successful. And that's exactly what happened. You dig? Everything else doesn't even matter. And
how much
knows it and I know it.
I was going to say, how much do you credit you being successful to Cam?
I credit a lot to Cam, but I also credit a lot to us, because behind closed doors, it was us that put him in that position.
So it was the combination.
100%. I mean, he was doing music a long time and things like that, but it was a pivotal moment where before he got signed, them 2 years was very crucial to everything that we did together in his journey of becoming who Cam is. And that's along with Bedford too and things like that. And I take nothing away from their story that they had as friends and all that before me. But I know that pivotal time when them two individuals got kicked out of school, I came in as a lifesaver. You know what I mean? I gave them niggas food and shelter when they didn't have it. Not saying they couldn't get it. But they know the situations that they were in. You know what I mean? As school kids. And
so they were in school, they got kicked out, you said?
Both of them got kicked out.
Both of them got kicked out, and you gave them food and shelter. How did you have money for food and shelter?
I learned how to do it. You dig? My grandmother had passed when I was a teenager. I've been on my own. You know what I mean?
Since when?
About 17.
17.
I mean, by myself.
In an apartment?
They can't live with me in the projects in my grandmother's house.
In your grandmother's house? Oh, but she was gone.
Passed away.
At 17?
Yeah, 17, 18.
So you got the apartment to yourself. They come, but you still got to pay the rent.
Yeah, I paid the rent. I paid for the love rent. That was Mace manager. I was a hustler. I always been a hustler.
You were in the streets.
I know how to make money. You dig? I don't know if you want to call it the streets, but I know how to make money. And I'm not saying they don't know how to make money. I'm not saying that there wasn't times where Cam had to do what he had to do to make $1 and things like that. But from the beginning, I always had to make $1 because I always been on my own.
Yeah.
I raised my whole family since I was a teenager. I used to hustle and get my mom's money. You heard it. When me and Cam got together, we figured out different ways to make money together. And Cam put us in a great position to be where we at right now. So I took no credit away from him. But it was a pivotal time that...
That's crazy when you think about... It's funny because you have how old is your son? 20? 20, right? 22? But as a parent, you think of a 17-year-old kid in the projects, in an apartment by himself, paying rent, taking care of other people, it's not, it's kind of crazy. Like when you think about that age and what, I don't know, as a parent, like, do you look at your son sometimes and think about the 17-year-old version of you?
100%. And I also try to tell him the flip side is that I didn't do what I did for you to spoil you. I did what I did for you to give you a better opportunity than I had at achieving anything you want to do in life. We didn't have the opportunity to achieve anything we wanted to do in life. We had our back against the wall. We had to learn how to survive to get ourselves out of certain situations. By the grace of God, some kids were talented enough to end up to where we at right now, but nothing was promised. We didn't have anything. We didn't have a platform to bounce off of. Nobody knew financial literacy. Nobody knew none of that. Most of us was on welfare. Most of us was getting food stamps. Like, I'm from the bottom of it, like you did. Like, my mom's used to take me and fight with the social worker. Like, I know the ins and outs of the welfare system. Like, I'm one of them babies.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if people get this picture painted. Like, I'm from the real bottom with nothing. I've been traveling on the train since I've been 8 and 9. I've been telling people this for years. Like, I'm a real anomaly. Like, I'm different in New York City. I was a man long before I was supposed to be a man. And I had that mindset because of where we grew up at and what was in front of me at a young age and what I was seeing. All I seen was hustlers in my life at a young age. All. From my moms to my uncles to I seen what the drugs could do when you make money off it. I seen what the drugs could do when you start to abuse it and tear your whole family apart. I've been in the middle of that, of everything. I know what drugs could do wholeheartedly. Those are one of the reasons why I never did anything but weed in my life. I never tried the ecstasy. I never tried any of that shit. I took a Percocet. I got injured and shit like that, painkiller, but I never did any of that. And I pride myself in that because I was scared straight of that from when I was younger, watching my family get torn apart by that same drug. You heard? But I have addictive behavior. I got caught up in marijuana, not to say that's no better than anybody else's vices, and I learned that as I got older. I'm no better than anybody else because we all have some type of addictions that are bad for us. You know what I mean? No matter what it is. And I had to learn a lot of things about how to handle that in my family alone and to accept certain things and shit like that that I once was embarrassed by.
What is the history of addiction in your family?
Everybody.
What do you mean?
Was addicted in my family.
Everybody?
Everyone. Except for my grandmother.
How did she pass?
My grandmother passed of cancer in 95.
That must have been...
Broke every bit of soul I had. I mean, like, every bit of... That was my mother. I lived with my grandmother. She raised me from a baby. Not to say my mother didn't raise me, but my mother was a baby when she raised me, when she had me. So she was so young that she still was outside running the streets. And my grandmother took the responsibility of really raising me and my sisters from a young age. And then, you know how I go. And then she, when I think about how early she passed when she was 55. I'm 48.
That was young. Especially if everybody else in your family is addicted to drugs. You have this one person. She was
an angel on earth. She was a God-fearing lady. She showed me about going to church. Her church habits led to my church habits. And even though I was running the streets, I used to take Cam and everybody to church once a year on New Year's. That led to him taking everybody else to church. Like these things that my grandmother instilled in me are really a lot of the reasons why I'm able to still be here today. You know what I mean? Like I'm very realistic in who I am and very realistic in life. I'm also a God-fearing man. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, and when I make mistakes, I own up to it. You know what I mean? Pardon me. I'm very emotional. Everybody know I wear my heart on my sleeve. So here we go with tears and shit like that.
You want a tissue? We get your tissue.
Nah, be good. You
sure? It's crazy because those are the things, right? Those are the things that shape. You take a moment like that, you're 17, your grandmother, the one person that's not addicted to drugs that you could rely on, that's been raising you, she's gone. Like, that, you could have went in a very different direction.
I was gone in a different direction.
What do you mean?
I was gone. The music saved me from the streets. Really. The opportunities that music presented to us really saved me from the streets. And I mean, I was stuck in it for a very long time, way after we signed that deal, just because I didn't know no better. I had to teach myself better.
What do you tell that kid right now, the 17-year-old who's in that same space that you were in at that time?
Shit, I mean, it worked for me. So now you gotta tell them, stick to your grind, stick to your heart, and be careful. You know what I mean? If I had somebody tell me about certain things that was gonna happen in life, shit, I would have been grateful for that. But I had to go head on with everything that I had to handle from a young age. And just thinking about that now and shit like that, you know, I don't really talk about my grandmother. So, you know, right now you mentioned something that I try to not talk about because I know she hurts a lot.
Yeah.
She got cheated. Yeah, because she didn't get to see how dope of a person her grandson came to be.
You don't believe that? Let's get you a tissue, baby. I don't want you to.
Even, you know, people will have been watching over, but physically,
you would have liked.
The work I did.
You probably would have liked to spend some money on her, let her feel
All
it.
the money on her. I would give everything I got. Right now, I would be comfortable living on the streets if I could get 2 seconds with her.
This is your mom's mom or your dad's mom? Mom's
My
mom.
mom's mom. My dad's mom's still alive. She's a gangster.
She's a gangster?
Like 94 right now. So
Where's she?
she lives in the Bronx.
I'm sorry. I got you emotional so early in the conversation. That doesn't usually happen.
It's cool, though. These are things that humble me.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Because I be moving so fast, and sometimes I forget about what's more important in life. And it's easy to get caught up in this game. And you just bring me back to reality. But it's cool.
What do you think is important?
What, with life?
Yeah.
Living it to the fullest. You know, I've learned that people are more important than currency to me in my life. You can always make some money, but you can't make a good person. And you can't get them back once they're gone. So cherish them while they're here.
For sure.
Please do. If you love anybody.
You've had Chrissy around for a long time.
Yeah. That's my ride or die right there.
I bet you that's her.
Probably. Probably. She be on it. And it is her.
Let me see her. Chrissy. Hi, baby. We were just talking about you, and I said, beautiful. Thank you, Mama. I said, Chrissy, and you called. Like, it was like you heard, you knew he was talking about you, and you hit that. She said, you better be talking right.
All right, bye. Hit you back. All right.
Bye, Mama. So cute. Yeah, silent. Come on.
I don't even know how to do all that. I've been in conferences, everything. My phone be ringing.
So we don't need that. We having a real one over here.
I think I got it. All right.
So.
Yeah, cool. She made me smile. Felt a little bit better.
Oh, she made you smile. Chrissy!
Yeah.
How long you guys been together?
My son is 22, 21.
Is that the longest
relationship in my life I've ever had? Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, of course.
Of course.
I mean, yes. Besides, I haven't had too many relationships in my life.
What is it about her? Because you talk about people, how people are important, good people. You had this example of this woman who took care of you and your grandmother, and I don't know, when Chrissy comes, how is it her? Like, what is it about her?
I don't know. She just makes me. She just. Something about her. Like when I'm talking right now, she makes me smile. She's a dope person, and she's very solid, and she's been through a lot. Herself from the same place that we come from Harlem. You know, I've had a crush on her since I was younger. So you know, it's a lot. It's a lot of different variables to it and things like that. But besides that, she's a very solid person, a very knowledgeable person. She was there at some of my worst times where probably other people may have not stuck around so long. You dig? Like then, and when you have people like that that's in your life, you got to treat them right. You know what I mean?
It's interesting because whenever somebody is able to maintain a long-term relationship with somebody, usually somebody had to teach you how to do that, right? Like, and usually people have their references are their parents or their dope aunt and uncle who stayed married for 10 years or had a relationship for 20 years or whatever it is. Like, what were your examples of how to do a relationship? Did you have any good ones?
No. I had my grandmother and I had my aunt Viola. I watched them just stay down with their husbands through all type of stuff. You know what I mean? And they value what the bond of marriage meant from the Bible perspective and things like that, to death do us part, through thick and thin or whatever may have you. And I watched them do that. You know what I mean? And a part of me is that comes from my DNA. That I watched. Those are the only two people in my life, and probably all of their sisters, like Ma, Daisy, all of them have like the same relationship with their husbands. I've never seen anybody who was married from that hierarchy in my family get divorced.
That's interesting.
You know what I mean? And I kind of kept a bit of that. Plus the fact of 2 kids from Harlem that came up very hard and deserved something better. Like we knew what we could do together. You know what I mean?
And did you know each other young? You did, right? No, you had a crush on her.
I know who she was. She didn't know who I was. She started to know who I was when we started doing music. And then she would see me and pick on me every now and then when she would see me outside.
She said she would pick on you?
Yeah, like tighten up, do your hair, shit like that. So, you know what I mean?
That is so Chrissy. Oh my God.
Yeah.
She said tighten up, do your hair?
Yeah. Shit like that.
So what was the confidence? Why did you thought that you had a shot with that? Like, how did you?
I didn't think I had a shot at all. I met her in Miami. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't even meet in New York City. I met her in Miami. We was in the same proximity, and she turned to me like, nigga, you know who I am. I'm like, oh my God, I almost fainted. Word up, I almost faded. Felt like Diana Ross turned around on me. So, word up.
That is so cute. Come on, Chris. So how do you think you got her then? What do you think it was? How did you convince?
I'm fly now. Let's not get that.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a bad look.
Okay.
I mean, I'm you know what I mean? Like,
so you talk that talk.
A little bit. You did.
You talk the talk.
Well, she kind of led me. She kind of led the conversation that night.
And did you know you'd have to treat her differently?
100%. 100%. You know what I mean? I knew that from off top. I knew what came with it. You know what I mean? And if anybody that knows who she is and things like that will understand what I'm saying and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what, every woman needs a protector. You know what I mean? And I knew that I had to be that for her, for who she was. And I had to let niggas know, do not play with me. I'm going to go above and beyond over her. You know what I mean?
She probably does the same for you, no?
100%. Every day. Every day.
Every day.
Don't play with me.
What does she do when you say something on that damn, that you say something on social that goes crazy?
It's numb to her.
Oh, she doesn't care?
She's like, what did you do? I'm like, it's not part of our life. You know what I mean?
Wow. It's not in your real life.
It's my business. It's not a part of the real life. It's not part of her telling me go to the grocery store, go to what's the supermarket we go to, the organic joint. Like, it's not part of that.
Whole Foods?
Yeah, Whole Foods, Organica. Like, I got chores to do. Like, nigga, take the garbage out. Fuck all this other shit you talk about. You know what I mean? Like, her, like, the bills is due. How about that?
Well, what about when you guys were on the reality show? Because you did, I mean, you guys were like the blueprint kind of, right? Love and Hip Hop and that whole thing. What was that time like for you?
Wild.
Like, what did you learn about it? Like,
I mean, well, for the most part, we knew how to sell dysfunction. You know what I mean? Sometimes it would go a little left, and it would be home before we got back home, like you did, like whatever we was going through. But for the most part, we knew what we were doing. We knew we were selling dysfunction, and we know how to do that clearly very well. You know what I mean?
So you stepped into it knowing that.
100%. We knew what the plan was. My mama knew what the plan was. I knew what the plan was. Chrissy knew what the plan was. But in the midst of that crazy shit that we selling, sometimes we forget that we selling shit, and it goes into a real place. Like, whoa.
Yeah.
Let's bring it back.
People forget.
We went all the way too far. We started living the real characters. Like, no, that's not who we are. I mean, it's a bit of us in every character they see, but it's a lot exaggerated. Just like music, and people put a 10 on a 2 in music, and people, you know what I mean? Like, they might have only sold an ounce in their whole life, but in their music, they sold 5 keys.
Kingpin, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with reality TV. Like, it's really not reality TV. It's a premeditated television show that you're pretty much watching. They put a scenario in front of you, or they everything is written down. But for us, we didn't do that. Like, our method of reality TV was our method. You know what I mean? And that was a bit of the power struggle with them, because we knew what we wanted people to see, and we knew what they were trying to exploit. You know what I mean? And showed us walk away from it.
It's tricky because you even think about that time, like, and you guys were starting, and Yandy worked with you. That all kind of unraveled on TV. That was real, no?
Yeah, that got into a real place.
That got real. And then what else? Just relationship stuff, like even the proposal. Because some of that stuff stays with you, right? Like, so you did it as a show, you played into these characters, you sold the dysfunction.
A lot of that does stay with you, but as you know, everything becomes null and void after a while. You kind of just put that. I mean, it kind of just
put it behind you.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of things that we done on that show that's just for TV and it's going to stay there. You know what I mean? We don't revisit those problems. We don't look at those problems. We don't even look at the show. We never even looked at the show while we did it. You know what I mean? Like, if people ain't tell us, or we saw little clips and things like that, but we never consciously sat down and watched one of our episodes. Not about shit we was already living. It's not like we made a movie or anything. You know what I mean?
But what about the storyline about getting married? That's a real story, no?
It was a real thing at that time. There was a lot going on between us and our relationship and things like that. You know what I mean? And God bless, everything worked out. You know what I mean? And TV seems to put it had a lot of press and stress on us at that time and things like that. It was a double-edged sword, especially for where I was at in life, and the money that the TV was paying. It just was a lot going on. But once again, I don't regret anything. I got through it. We faced it. It happened, and now we're in a better place. We're in a way better place.
And when you think about, like you were saying, who you are, what you come from, and that you had to learn to survive and learn to make money, like, to me, I look at you as somebody like, all of these things, by any means necessary, are an opportunity for a hustle. Like, I feel like even to go back to what we were talking about before in this whole Nas thing, I'm looking at you like he's just stirring shit up just to be stirring shit up. Or
you give me a lane, I'm gonna stir it up.
Right.
We're gonna talk about it now. You know, like, somebody mentioned it, now we're gonna talk about it. You know what I mean?
But even like so even the reality show, it's like, but then I just wonder, like, what is, because now you're also talking about the people you really care about. So if there was any blowback for you? You said no. You said you kept it moving. But even your mom.
I mean, there was a time where it caused a lot of confusion. But like I said, that was a time. You know what I mean? And now this is a time that we love him way much more. The way that my family is even tighter. And
is everything? Yeah.
100%.
How is your mom?
Times tighter. And my mom's is good. You know what I mean? But everybody is in unison. You know? And I love where we at right now as a family.
How did you do that? What was the biggest thing that helped fix some of that?
Me being a man. Me growing up and acting like a man within my family, because I know I am the leader of my family, no matter if my mother ever involved and things like that. I know they're looking upon me for that leadership and things like that, you know what I mean? Am I perfect? No. There's some things in my family that we still can make tighter, yes, you know what I mean? Like, but we work it, and every day we work consciously and we show each other love and pray for each other and things like that.
How did you feel about Sierra running up on you at the...
Once again, that was a premeditated from my side about what I know could go viral. She was walking by. She was on the way out. She said, Jimmy. I said, what's up? She said, what's up with my sister? I was like, she good. She like, don't make me come over there. Come on.
You invited?
Yeah.
Come on.
I know anything Sierra's going to say is going to go super viral next to me. I'll take it.
You're like, let's get it.
Let's get it. You get it? She's a married woman, one of the few marriages that we see publicly that looks very good. We don't know the ins and outs, but, you know, they show a lot of love publicly and things like that. So one of the few people that I would allow to even the forum to talk to me about anything that had to do with relationships, because they living in her truth.
Yeah. So
I gave her the floor. They'll have to listen to anybody? No, but she's one of the few people that should have the floor when it comes to talking about.
Because she figured it out.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It appears so. You dig, so why not? And that was the whole thing in my mind. Like, it's going to work for me. It's going to work. We're going to go viral. Let's take it. She be doing Oprah and things like that. What? Come on over. Come sit right here.
What did Chrissy say?
She loves it. Like, well, she was like, I'm just going viral. She's like, all right, cool, whatever.
Just out here viral.
Just out here viralocity. We need it. That's how we make the cash right now. I'm still in the game, and I want people to get to it. I do a lot of business. But as a music executive and a music artist, this is one of the ways of marketing that is working right now in today's music. I'm only following what is being done successfully by the youngsters. There was a time where we were dictating how music runs, and now the time is they're dictating how music runs. And for you to make some money, you got to find how to find your medium in the midst of what these youngsters are doing in the midst of what I know how to do so that I can stay current, stay relevant, and stay making some relevant money. I don't want no nostalgic money. You heard?
You don't want the nostalgia.
I don't want the nostalgic money. I'm not selling nostalgia out here. I'm selling life. I'm living life. I'm not a storyteller. I'm a life liver.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Doing the weather, whatever.
you dig? Like, I'm going to stay current. So I don't think people get that, but I know you get that wholeheartedly. As first thing you said when I walked in was like, yeah, you out here causing shit. Yes.
I knew right away because I know what that is.
Yeah.
I came up with that's the norm. I came up with flex, by the way.
Let's stir it up. Like,
he was the king of that.
It's getting too quiet. Like, it's nothing going on. Let's make some noise.
Yeah.
Why not?
I was like, here you go.
It's any worse.
But we're in a different time where it's like, people are scared of that.
To see how it works and to see how people are scared to do certain things or engage in certain things or talk about certain people or like, it's just wild to me how nobody really has a backbone when it comes to certain shit in this industry due to fear of getting canceled or fear of being talked about by their peers or social media in a negative light. I don't give a fuck.
Not one fuck.
Not one. They got. I couldn't even buy a fuck to give. You dig? Like, I don't care. This shit is all make believe.
What if somebody paid you to give a fuck?
They paid me to give a fuck? Then maybe I can act like I gave a fuck.
Okay.
I can put a tie on and shit like that and look like I give a fuck. But I could give a kid 2 fucks and shit like that. You dig? I care about my business. I care about making my money. I care about staying current and relevant so I can keep making my money and keep getting these business opportunities that come to me. You know what I mean? It starts with the music. Above all, if you're an artist and you're doing business, the business will slow up if you don't got some music that's still popping. You know what I mean? Like, it starts with the music.
What is that, though? Because you've done well in your life. You've made money. Like, what is the thing that keeps you, like, when is it enough?
I mean, shit, for me, I made money, lost money, was rich, was poor, was rich, was poor. I had to figure out that money wasn't in. I had to learn how to make business. You heard? So most of the money I made in my career, I definitely spent over $20 million.
How?
Bugging. I didn't even ball, and that's bugging. You heard? Bugging. Didn't know the value of $1. Just living life every day and just expecting more money to come and not knowing that, man, that shit can stop at any moment. I had to learn so much, man. There's so much in this industry because they give you so much. When you lit, they will let you do any and everything you want to do. You know what I mean? And it depends on how you carry that. And if you gave people your ass the kiss going up, they all know sooner or later you're going to come back down.
Word.
You heard? And you're going to see everybody ass on the way back down. You heard? And I had to, and to be able to still navigate through that from the top floor back down to the bottom floor and come back up, it's not easy.
You know, there's a thing that they say, like, also, if you grow up with like the trauma of being poor or broke, that even as you get older, you can make a lot of money. You could be a millionaire, multi-millionaire. That fear of going back, of being broke again, like, it's like trauma. It's like money trauma.
It's super trauma. And it gets even worse when you get on this level of living life because everything is so expensive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People think you got all this money. Yeah, I do got money, but if I don't hustle every day to pay these bills the same way you got to work every day to pay your bills, it'll be detrimental for me the same way it'd be detrimental for you. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm constantly on the hustle to make more money. That's what life is about. You know what I mean? Money fixes a lot of things. You know what I mean? They say money don't buy happiness, but it's shit that made me smile a lot of times.
Money is nice. It's better to have it than not have it.
Hell yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like
it doesn't rule my life, but I prefer to have it than not have it.
Yes,
for sure.
Yes, for sure.
Wait, before we move on, where are you at with marriage now? What are your thoughts, your philosophies about it? You've clearly made a decision not to do it. You clearly love Chrissy.
No, I haven't made a decision not to do it, and that's a very touchy thing because when you talk about it and I say the wrong thing, and then it goes crazy.
Okay.
And that's one thing I don't want to be in social media about.
Talking about.
You know what I mean? Because that involves her.
Yeah.
And I don't want her to feel no type of way. You dig? We have a thing that's working right now. You dig? We do know what we want to do, and you know what I mean? And that's not for everybody to know. You'll find out, and you'll find out what we happen.
Okay.
But right now, we're in a great place.
I love that.
And we've been together longer than I've seen a lot of people be married. You know what I mean?
And you're not afraid of commitment.
No, obviously not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Obviously not.
Because usually that's the thing.
Obviously not. Like, I'm not even the boss in my household. I'm permitted. You heard? But
Were you? Did you? Because I hear men say that. Not all men are comfortable doing that right away. Sometimes it takes a while to fall into the role of like.
I'm the man in my household.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Don't get it twisted.
Don't get it twisted. You did?
Yeah.
But I ain't the boss.
But you like it.
I love it. We all work for somebody. Still a gangster though.
What is the difference between man of the house and boss of the house?
The man of the house is one who provide, who takes care, make sure everybody is there, everybody is taken care of. That's the man of the house. The boss of the house is usually the person who runs the house, and she runs the house. You know what I mean?
All right. What is the definition, Jimmy? Because when you think, and if I ask anybody on the streets of New York, like, give me some adjective or definition of Jim Jones, what do you think one of the words would be?
I would hope a survivor, a visionary, a philanthropist, a person with a big heart, person that stand on 10 toes. Not perfect. He's a perfect example of what could happen for you in life if you believe in yourself. I would hope it's some of them type of things that's being said, because that's what I'm showing. I definitely been leading by example for a long time. Forget everything all the things that surrounded around me. Look at what I'm doing actually. Look at what I've done actually. You know what I mean? Like I'm leading by example as a man, as an artist, as an executive, as a visionary. Like I've been doing that for a long time, whether you're noticing or not.
What about a hustler?
Who is he? He's too much of a hustler. He had to learn how to be a businessman. He's so much of a hustler. I definitely, that's one thing I can do. I can hustle circles around the average person.
What is the definition of a hustler to you?
A person that knows how to get to a dollar. A hustler and drug dealer is two different things. I've been a drug dealer too, but I've been more of a hustler. You know what I mean? I've hustled all type of things in my life to get money, to keep it, to stay afloat. So,
like what?
Ooh, I always tell you this.
Ones that you can share.
I won't go to high school. Before we started selling packs of drugs, we were selling Oreos and candy in high school. Like 9th and 10th grade, me and Z.
Oreos and candy.
I would work on Sunday at a grocery store by my church, and I would rob them of all their candies, of all their Snicker bars. And then the next day, and then my uncle worked at Red Cross. He would come with a bunch of box of Oreo cookies. The next day, I go bust it down with Zeke. We probably clear like $500 a piece at the end of the week selling
and you're how
cookies
old?
and cakes. 14, fresh in high school, 14 to 15. Then after that, it got a little older. Try to go outside a little bit. But yeah, I'm a hustler. So that's it. I mean,
since birth, I feel like.
Yeah, and I've sold so many other things and things like that. So, you know what I mean? Whatever's going to make a dollar, I don't care. I told a person before, listen, if I knew how to make $1 million off of taking cans back, I will pull up in a Rolls Royce with cans in the back and ask them, do y'all take cans or cash? You heard? Because I'm like that when it comes to my hustle. Doesn't matter what it is. If it's going to equal $1, then I'm not ashamed of it.
But what is the goal? Like, is there an end goal to that, or is that,
what?
or are you gonna do that for the rest of your life?
I'm definitely gonna hustle for the rest of my life.
Really?
I'm definitely gonna hustle.
So you like it?
Oh yeah, I love it. I love it. I mean, even if I'm hustling between my guys, like you think I would, whatever it is and shit like that, I like it. Like, nah, let me get my money.
That might be one of your addictions, by the way.
Yeah, I just like to hustle.
You might be addicted to the hustle.
I mean, I'm addicted to working. Bro. Somebody told me a long time ago, bro, I don't care if you don't got a job, get your ass up every day and go outside like you got a job. Get to it. Because sitting down is not going to get you nothing at all. I'd rather you stand outside on the block than stand inside of your house.
Do something.
Something's going to come from it. Maybe it might not be good, maybe it be bad, but something's going to come from it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's going to get you into something.
Can you sit still?
No.
That's never. Like it's a holiday weekend, you with the fam.
Do I sit still, Jazz?
Never?
Chrissy got to make me sit still sometimes.
How does she do that?
Going outside today. Bugging. Chill out.
When there's nothing to do, he's still outside?
You chill out. Get some rest.
So you don't have a thing like, Everybody has to have a unwind.
Yeah, we don't have a time for that when I get ready to go.
But you never do that.
I'm not unwinding now.
You do vacations?
Yeah, we do vacations. I work on those too, but we on vacation.
That's not a vacation.
Yeah, it is.
That's a work trip.
I mean, why you say that?
Because
I'm getting the benefits of a vacation. I'm just making sure that the money is secured.
No, a vacation is supposed to be when you don't work, when you're having just downtime. A work trip is when you're working and on a trip.
But who got time to not work, really?
It's a lot of people. Some people need it. I need it. I love to work. I mean, clearly I work. I'm not afraid to work, clearly. But I get to a point where I feel like I need some quiet.
Yeah, it is. If I go on vacation, I mean, I spent a lot of money to go on vacation. While I'm on vacation, I'm trying to get the money back that I spent on the vacation. That's how my brain is thinking. Like, what a 50 piece? I need it back quick. Yeah. What we doing when we get off this vacation? You got to line up the money. We need to get it back.
Chrissy must love that.
I mean, it has its pros and cons.
Mm-hmm.
Over hustling could be a strain inside of the household sometimes.
I bet.
You know what I mean? Doing too much. Cool out.
I wonder what a therapist would say about that.
Therapist. I don't know.
Have you ever done it?
No, I tried it. The therapist actually came to our house one time and never came back. So I was like, maybe it's not going to work for us.
Tell me that story. Oh, like
she forgot her coat, her bag, everything, and never ever came back. Like she came to speak to me and Chrissy, and then she started with Chrissy, and then she started with me, and then she was like, "Yo, I'll be back. I got to go to the car." Gone. Left her coat, everything. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Call Chrissy back right now. Never came back for any of it. Say, fuck this. They ain't got enough money to pay me. I'm out.
Oh my God.
But I don't think it's that bad. I think our norm must be very heavy on other people.
What do you mean?
Like me and her norm must be very heavy on other people. Because if you don't know us and you see us interacting, you'll be like, you might get scared. Like, what the fuck is going on? But we really joking. Like, we really joke. Like, we're two comedians that like at all times. But a lot of people don't get it.
Therapist, like, and you've never tried therapy on your own?
No, I did. Like I had to do some anger management shit one time. I got locked up. Like I kept getting locked up for assault charges when I was younger, and the judge was going to lock me up for a year if I didn't take anger management and therapy, some shit like that. So I had to do that shit for like 8 weeks.
How was that?
It was cool.
Did you learn anything?
No, I was more on defense than I was about learning anything, because it was court mandated. Felt like he was an undercover officer trying to learn about me. So I just
you were guarded.
Did the bare minimum and things like that. But I do know a few people that do have therapists and things like that, and they say it does pretty good for them. But my thing is, it's like finding a girlfriend.
Yeah, you gotta. I always say that finding a therapist is like dating. You got time for that.
It's like, bro, I'm not gonna be dating these therapists for the next few years trying to find the right therapist. Like, no, bro, I ain't got time.
You got Chrissy.
Yeah, we go through it. We figure it out.
Do you feel like you had an anger problem at that time, like an anger management issue?
Yeah, I definitely grew up with a lot of anger issues. Definitely, as we can see. Yeah, I'm very, very aggressive, I will say, more than angry.
It's like, what does that mean?
Like trying to keep my emotions inside. Like, you know what I mean? Like I got to work on that daily. Like I could crash out at any moment. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm a master at crashing, and I had to learn crashing is not the best thing for you and what you got going on. Not right now. You know what I mean? So it's not been the easiest thing, but
so you've had to self-heal because you didn't really do anger management and you don't do therapy. So you've had to figure out a way to manage the anger.
Yes.
What do you do? Do you tell yourself something? Do you breathe?
I wake up on it. Like, yeah, you gotta move through this day smooth as possible. Don't let things rile you up too easy. Give people the space they need the same way you want people to give the space you need and things like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't engage, because if you engage, you can go further. It's just a lot of things I try to stay away from and shit like that, because I know how fast things can go left. And what I'm trying to accomplish right now, that's definitely not needed. You know what I mean? So it's been one of the hardest things that I've been learning to do, but also one of the most rewarding things that has happened to me.
What are you trying to do right now?
Me?
Yeah.
Man, it's so many things I want to do. Well, right now, currently, like in business, like what?
Just like, what are your goals in life? Like, where do you want to see yourself in 5-10 years? I mean,
Oh, I don't know. I can tell you this. I want people to know that I gave more than I took. And I was able to take a lot. And I'm still taking right now. You know what I mean? Like, they don't give a second chance. I took it. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at. But I want to make sure that I gave way more than I'm able to take and things like that. You know what I mean? So these are the things that I'm doing now and prepping for. So like I don't know. I invested in a large piece of property inside of New York City. A huge piece of property, which I'm turning into a full content production and creative facility. And not only for my business and for my label, but open it up to kids that need these opportunities and they don't have these places to go. So from podcasting to streaming to gaming, filming videos, photo shoots, green screens, 40-foot ceilings, 50-foot ceilings, this open air space. Like, it's just got a studio already in there. We're building more studios. And this is something that I invested in.
Is that you just want to teach people? You want to give people resources to be able to?
100%. That's been my whole thing. Like, regardless of who I am, if you know me, I've always been giving back and helping people through my whole career, even when I didn't have it to give or have it to help. But I knew sometimes in certain situations, my help can help other people go to places that I can't. And I've been doing that my whole career. And this is just an opportunity that kind of sat on my lap, and felt like God was like, "What you gonna do? You always talking about this big Willie shit, nigga. You gonna boss up or you gonna do what? What you gonna do?" I chose to boss up. And
that's how God talks to you?
Yeah, that's how he talked to me. It's the only way he gonna get through to me, you heard? You can't be nice to me, you gotta talk slick to me, you heard? And then I gotta answer like, nah, I bossed up. What's up now? What's the next test, you heard? So this is where we at with it. And an incredible group of people that's helping me go through it. I'm excited. I'm super excited for this place and things like that.
When did that happen?
It's happening now. It's now. It's there. It's a real thing. So I got like set designers coming by.
That's dope. Who did that for you?
What?
Like, who taught you things? Who put you on the game? Who did you learn?
The industry from, or just hustle?
Whatever.
Well, I learned a lot from my moms. I learned a lot from my Uncle Ricky. Learned a lot from the hustlers in front of my building. Learned a lot from people that I've seen hustle. I learned a lot from real live hustlers in my lifetime.
What about the business?
The business, I learned a lot from Cam. I learned a lot from Dame. I learned a lot from being next to them. I learned a lot from being able to be in all the meetings. I was able to soak up everything, and that's always been me. You put me in a room, I'm gonna figure it out. And just to be next to these people, I've learned everything in the industry. The biggest lesson that I learned, the biggest school I was able to be a part of was when Kevin Loud's gave me that big ass executive position at Warner Music Group. And I was able to learn so much there because as an artist, you don't see what they do in the back offices. And it was just, we all Kev and me, you know what I mean? In that order, like Todd Moskowitz, Joey Aye, they all worked for me. Even though I never played it like that, you did, because I wasn't there. I was new in that position. I was learning everything. But I was so future forward that Kevin understood what I could do and bring to the table and things like that. So between being right under him and Lior is how I learned so much of the back office stuff that most of these artists don't see. And a lot of that is why I'm still able to be here today, because I understood a lot of the business side of it and understood what could happen. And me being able to be an independent artist, I'm able to go in whatever direction at any time that I want to go, which a lot of these major artists don't have the opportunity to do. So I'm not going right. I can switch it and fix it and go in. So it's like I took a lot of that and put it into who I am, and it helped my independent artistry so much by being able to be in these different positions.
I didn't even know that too. I never realized you was there doing I never understood your role there. I didn't know.
I was the director of music for Warner Music Group.
How long was that?
Atlantic, any record label that was other than had to report to me and then report to Kevin, even though you didn't go like that, but yeah, that's how it was.
Who gave you that job?
Kevin.
No, it was Kevin.
I was trying to get a deal. Called me this office. I'm like, I'm trying to get this deal. And this is right before balling. I'm like, I had a certified gangster someone in Miami. Kev was like, I see something bigger for you than that. Like, you a rapper, I hear you and all that. And I felt like he was trying to disrespect me at the time. Like, yeah, how about you take this job position? We all moving over to Warner Music Group, and I believe in what you can do. Come take this job position. Trust me, it's going to be way better than you being an artist. You can still figure out how to be an artist while you're there. And that's what happened for me. He opened the doors to the building for me, and I took that and ran with it. I was able to get like 3 labels in the building. The success that I was garnishing at the time led me into going into the balling record. I used half of the building to help me do that, along with being with Koch and things like that. So
yeah, because balling wasn't just a great record. It was, but also how it rolled out. I just remember it being on the NBA, on the commercials, and it was everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, because it was a great record, it was big, but it was catchy. And it was also, I don't know, it just hit the sweet spot of like the marketing of it and the street of it. You just hit all the right buttons, and that makes sense now why, right?
I had a little cheat code.
Change your life, right?
It definitely changed. It changed my life to this day.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it's crazy because I've done a lot of records and had a lot of big records, but it's like, yo, bro, still to this day.
Oh, forever. By the way, forever.
Just my Michael Jackson hit, and I appreciate it.
It's
very
thriller.
people be like, oh, you only got 1 hit. I know a lot of people that don't got nothing near this in this industry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And can still perform that record at a high capacity right now. They're paying me great money to come do shows. You know what I mean? So
Right now.
I
have an in real life bowl.
Okay. What comes up with all of this stuff?
You know, combination, me and Brit mostly.
If you were the leader of the world, what's the first thing you would do? Make healthcare free.
Yeah, Jim. Heard you.
You did? Definitely.
You shouldn't have to pay for that. And it's been figured out. It's not like there's no blueprint nowhere in the
You
world.
shouldn't have to pay for that at all. You know what I mean? And then I would make education free, or what's left of it. I mean, education doesn't hold the same value as it did once when we were coming up. You know what I mean?
I know. It's because there's so much out there. There's
so much information. It's so easy to make $1. So these kids are wrapping circles around who we was when we were coming up at their age, because
they write rhymes on ChatGPT.
They're doing whatever they want to do. And it's scary because as we go into the future, like these kids are learning how to become doctors on ChatGPT. You heard? These kids become lawyers on ChatGPT. They can pass any test they want on ChatGPT. So now it's like, you got a young doctor, you got to think like, do you know what you really doing, bro? Like, I need all my doctors to be about my age and a little bit older right now. And you know what I mean? Like, and I know this is, but I think about it, a lot of different weird shit like that.
I feel like we should do one more. Let's do a bold question. You can pick anyone. What is it?
What's your go-to self-care ritual when you're burnt out?
He has no self-care ritual.
No, I work out. I work out when I'm burnt out.
Okay, all right, you do have one.
Yeah, that's my therapy.
There it is.
The therapy, if you want to know what's the most therapeutic thing I do, is the gym. That takes me off my edge every day. That's why I try to work out. It gets that aggression out of me. It helps me start my day fresh. That's why I try to make sure that's the first thing that I do.
It probably helps too with you was talking about your anger.
Uh-huh.
It probably helps
does.
that too, right?
100%.
Like takes you off the edge.
It helps me with restraint.
Yeah. You've been diligent about that for a long time too, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's been a part of my life. I mean, I want to be able to live as long as possible. And I know that working out is one of the sure ways to help you with that. You know what I mean?
For sure. I envy that.
No, you just got to get up and do it. It don't mean you got to be an athlete. It don't mean you got to be, just get up and do something. Get some motion.
I used to live a few blocks away from you, and I would drive by your house on my way to play golf, and I would see you would have tires. You would have like a CrossFit on the lawn.
Yes. I still do it now. I got a bigger driveway. I got a bigger driveway,
like,
so
yo, the neighbors.
They don't see me. Oh, yeah. But the funny thing was the neighbors used to start lining up to watch me work out. I'm like,
that's weird.
Weird. But it was cool. Chrissy be like, yo, you're going to have to start keeping your shirt on.
Oh, my God.
Oh man, neighbors, man. It's good though, man. It's a good life, man.
Good life.
Yeah, it definitely is, man.
You got another one there? Is it good or no?
Oh, what this says? Hold on, let me see. This says, what something you spent money on that actually changed your life?
That's a good question for you because you said you spent $20 million.
None of it changed one. Let me stop.
No, something had to change your life.
I mean,
what is your best way you've spent money? Like the best use of it?
spending on my family. I mean, besides little investments and shit like that, you know, the houses I brought, those are the good. My mom's probably was the best thing. My mom's house. When I was able to buy my mom's a house that I always promised her I would buy her, when I was able to complete that mission, that was the best piece of money I was able to spend. Because that house is still standing right there. That is shelter forever. You know what I mean?
That's beautiful. You told her that when you were young?
Yeah, I told her I promised her promise my mom a house in the Bands.
In a Benz? Did you get her both?
Yeah. It's all good.
What kind of father are you?
I'm a great father, I would think.
You have one son?
One son. I would think I'm a great father. I try to be there in the ways for my son that I know I wanted my father to be there for me, because I didn't get a chance to experience that at all. A few times, I wouldn't say that I didn't know my father or didn't get to be with him, but it was very few times in my life that had happened. And not to take away any love that I had for him, because he was my father. I adored him all the way into the day that he passed away. But I knew there were things that I wish that he had been there for me, or things that I wish that he would seen. And I was just like, you know what? When I get a son, I'm gonna make sure I pour all my energy into that, and that's what I did. I mean, I try to be there as much as possible when he plays sports. I try to lead by example. Even right now, like we get up, we go to the gym. He goes to the gym every day, like I go to the gym. Sometimes he come work out with me, like so. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like it's a great feeling, and just urging him to try to. What I urge him to do right now is to live life overly abundantly, because you have it. If you want to go to the Air Force, if you want to go live in Italy, you might want to go chill in Germany, you might want to go on a fucking voyage, like do it. Do it right now while we got it, and I could do that for you, because I didn't have that, and this is my gift to you. You know what I mean? Like it ain't all about you going to college, it ain't all about, like, I live life. It's gonna come to you. You're my son. I do believe sooner or later you're gonna find a passion for something that you're gonna love. But right now, go be a safari trainer in Africa if you want. You know what I mean? Like, call me from the submarine. Like, yo, bro, I'm on the submarine. Like, do anything.
That would
like,
make you happy.
Anything would make me happy. Just to see him doing anything, he knows that it's not no specific one thing, but don't do nothing regular.
You want him living a good life.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
You could do shit regular on your own. It ain't taking nothing to do nothing. Nigga, go be James Bond out this motherfucker. Be Batman, I'm gonna be out for it.
Is that his personality? Huh? Or no?
He's got a cool personality, but our bond become very close in this past couple years, so I'm starting to understand him a lot more.
You understand him better, yeah.
Bringing him around me, his music taste, I mean, like, it's a lot. But it's great, you know what I mean? But I still encourage him to, whatever direction you go, and go for it, because I'm here to hold you down.
Parenting will expose you in like vulnerable type of way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll be your kids.
100%. And we leave that room for them to take full advantage of us too. Full advantage. Like, just walk all over me, why don't you? But
how do you manage that? Because that's probably, being vulnerable like that's probably uncomfortable.
I'm grateful that he's not that kid that takes advantage. He has his own ways, all kids do, but he's not the kid that take advantage. He could be, you know what I mean? Like,
he could be a monster. Yeah.
You dig? Like, he could, it's like, and I'm grateful for how humble he is, who he's growing to be, how he doesn't let this life affect him. You know what I mean? Like, and I know as he was younger, he had to learn how to kind of control that. It was a problem for him and shit like that. You know what I mean? And now it's cool. It's a dope kid. I just want him to go. You know what I mean? Like, nigga,
you want him to hit them James Bond shit?
Yeah. Like, what's up? What's up?
What does respect mean to you in real life?
Respect is definitely something you gotta earn. Respect is something I might not get from everybody, but you definitely not going to disrespect me. That's how I feel about disrespect. That's how I feel about respect.
You had to stomp your foot.
No, because it's a touchy thing. Because I know how I feel about certain people and certain things and shit like that. You know what I mean? And I know everybody has their own respect level with it, but what we're not going to do is start to disrespect. You know what I mean?
No, I feel that. What do you think is? What do you hope? And these are the last like 2 or 3. What do you hope that people learn from your life? Like, what do you think your what do you think your legacy will be?
My legacy?
I guess that's 2 separate questions.
Mm-hmm. What you can learn, what can a person can learn from my life?
Yeah.
Perseverance. Person that understands accept no. Person that figured it out. Like, I'm a testament of what finding your purpose in life is and continue to live in that purpose. And I don't know what totally it is, but the discipline that I have in me continue to go down that path of where I need to be going. I do believe that this music shit is the smallest % of what I have to offer this world. But I do believe it has opened so many doors for people to be able to listen and hear and see what I am about to give to this world. You know what I mean? Like, music is minimal. It's great, it's artistic, it's about the energy, it's about a feeling. I do believe I've gave millions of people that energy and that feeling. You know what I mean? But that's not the end all be all for who I am. You know what I mean? And I do believe that wholeheartedly, you dig? Like, I'm not here this long for a reason. God ain't put me through all these trials and tribulations for no reason. Like, there gotta be an end all be all of what my purpose is. And that's why I keep dialing into who I am.
I love that. And you don't know yet all the way what that purpose is, right?
Who knows what it is? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm like every night, like, you know, when I say my prayers, I'm just trying to figure it out. I ask God all the time, like, what is it? What is it? Because you obviously keep me inside of, like, I don't know. But I know it's definitely not music, as I've done so many other things besides music, but inside my music journey.
So you're still trying to figure it out?
Yeah. I got other shit to do. Like, my music journey, I don't feel like it will ever end, but I do feel like it's going to come to a point where I'm going somewhere else. And
you know what's so interesting? You were telling me about, and I know I was supposed to wrap it up, but I had just had this thought. Because once you become famous, and like you get some money, people just think you're good and you got money. But you've been honest about, like, I got it, I lost it, I got it, I lost it. Like, was there a point in your life that people wouldn't expect or wouldn't know that maybe they was looking at you like you that guy, and meanwhile in your real life that wasn't the case? Like,
I'm always that guy. That's why I always get the money back. It's people that need money to be who they are is why they fail.
Yeah.
I don't need money. I just told you, people are worth more than currency to me. A good support system makes you richer than anything in this world. You know what I mean? You can't do nothing on your own. I don't care what nobody say, I did this on my own. Nah, there was somebody to help you put you there. There's a support system around you that's helping you go there. And that's more value to me than any dollar. You dig? So no matter whether I had the most money or least amount of money, I'm still me when you see me. The power that I have never go anywhere. I still the same person. Money does not make me. I make the money. It's always been like that.
So why is it so important to you then?
Money?
Yeah.
Money can help you change a lot of things. For yourself, for people. It can help people. It could do a lot of things that put different people in different positions. Like, you need money to change the shit in the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, these activists, an activist can't help you if he ain't got no money. He could talk to you. But how's he make a change?
Yeah, thanks.
You understand what I'm saying?
I do. No, I do. I do. All right. We usually ask this at the beginning, but I guess I'll ask it at the end. In real life, what's your full name?
Joseph Guillermo Jones, Jr.
That's pretty good. In real life, how happy are you on a scale of 1 to 10?
In a real life?
In real life. Like today.
Like today? I'm extremely happy today. I'm like at a 10 today.
A 10?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm like at a 10. Some days I'm a little bit lower, but overall in life, I'm very happy. I'm extremely happy of what I've accomplished, who I've become, what I've overcame, what I have the ability to do, and I got nothing but the future in front of me. Shit. I don't know, Angie. I'm just proud of this being here. You know what I mean? Like, I could have been so many other places in this world. I could have failed 1,000 times before. I could have not been, like, it's just, we are in the lottery of life. And that's a double lottery for us, because just in us being able to wake up, just us being conceived in this world is one lottery in itself. For us to be at this table is a whole nother lottery in itself. We're in an elite game that not too many people are allowed in.
For a long time, too.
You understand what I'm saying?
We talked about that when you walked in, and we've seen a lot of people come and a lot of people go. It makes me sad.
They take your membership from you. Like, you're not allowed back in the club. Not to say that in the way, like, but like, once you out, you out.
I know.
You know what I mean? They wave at you from the window. I'm not with that. You're not gonna wave at me from the window, nigga. I'm coming in.
Also, we've lost people. People passed, people gone.
We lost so many people. I mean, and in this past 5-6 years, we have seen so many artists pass away due to natural causes and due to by getting killed or whatever. It's just, we're at a place where we've never seen that before. I don't believe, I can't remember too many rappers dying when we was coming up, or, you know what I mean? Like, until Pac and Big.
The game was younger, because the game was younger.
And now it's just out of control. It's like, wow. I mean, I guess, you know how it is, man. It's crazy. I'm just blessed to be able to be here unscathed. I've been through a lot. I got so much shit that I still want to do. You know what I mean? Part of me sometimes being erratic on these cameras, but it's part of the game. You love it.
We were talking about social media before, and we also had a conversation about clips.
No, I just want to show how to, like, you know, like, whenever I do my interviews, I'm very real with myself. You know what I mean? Like, I know the whole playing field. So when you hear me making these rants, I always bring it back to a point of reality.
Just you're aware of the clip.
Yeah, but with these clips, what they do is they take the most vicious piece, or the piece that they can make you look the most craziest inside of that viral moment, and then it goes wild, which I'm aware of. You heard? And then everybody goes crazy. And now, slowly but surely, all the rest of the clips that explain all the stuff comes out, and everybody starts to feel crazy. But it's like, that is a great strategy that they started to put into this whole thing. And I seen this is something I'm watching in the recent, like how they clipping and it's viral clickbait and all this shit from just the smallest amount of words that I could say. And that's what created this whole
moment, right?
She's just going crazy right now.
So was that you leaning into that? No, you knew that.
I was about to hire a clipper.
So in that moment, though, that you're saying this thing with Nas, do you know this is going to be a clip?
100%.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you just bugged out. You went way beyond the the line of discretion with this one. This one is
because you're just like a badass kid acting up.
Yeah.
I don't know why people don't see that about you.
I don't know why.
I see it. The clips is a vicious game, though, because nobody cares if it's truthful. Nobody cares if it was taken out of context. It doesn't matter.
It's the truth.
And then there's no integrity with the outlets that share the clips, because it's just the wild, wild west out here. So sometimes I see things and I'm like, that's not how.
Angie, nobody takes the responsibility of being a journalist serious. Like you do. And you have for so many years.
I try, but sometimes it's not even in my control.
No, it's way out there. But I'm just saying, there's very few journalists like you.
Thank you.
Most people are clickbaiting for that. Like that's their whole existence, and I get it.
Yeah.
I'm here for everything. We're gonna run it down the line. We're gonna have fun. You dig? Like, there's not too much seriousness. You know what I mean? Like, this is entertainment.
Yeah.
Stop being so serious. Loosen up a little bit. We're having fun. Y'all gonna continue to give your opinion, and I'm continue to pop my shit. That's how the game go.
What do you think our clip should be today?
Oh, what should be the clip? What did we talk about?
So many. What are your takeaways from our conversation today?
Man, so there's so many. Just clip it up. I mean, we see. But now we got a lot of beautiful gems. I'll put me in a great place, actually. Like, I don't really get to have these type of conversations.
Yeah, I love that. That's why I wanted to do it. I was like,
everybody want to see the macho side of Jim Jones. They just want to see the superhero side of Jim Jones. They don't really want to dive into how diverse I am. So I'm glad for that. You know what I mean?
Jim Jones.
Thank you.
In real life.
In a real life.